realizing that it can take years in some cases for the thing that we want to manifest because of what I just said. Things need to fall away. Space needs to be made. New things need to come in. Some of them may present as hurdles or obstacles, and you won't know until you're through them that they were a necessary piece of you getting your manifestation. Welcome to the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weird, beat imposter syndrome, remember who you really are, and take action on your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 213. And today I think it's time for another talk about the patience message and divine timing. So we'll jump right into it. So everyone always talks about manifesting what you want, and then also the flip side of being patient, waiting for divine timing. It's going to happen on God's timing, the universe's timing, not your timing. Time doesn't exist, all of those things. And it's possible you've heard this. I know I've heard this in other terms, but it's been ramped up a lot lately. Like I'm seeing and hearing this message in multiple places over and over again lately. And it really dawned on me with one particular situation today where a lot of times we're so busy always trying to manifest the next big thing or the version that we think it's supposed to look like, where we might not actually notice when we've received our manifestation. As an easy example, I remember the emotional pain of being ready for kids and yet not having that in our lives just yet. I always had thought that I would be done having kids by the time I reached age 30 or thereabouts. And I didn't have my oldest until I was 34, almost 35. So there was quite a long waiting period. And in that particular instance, I realized how perfect the divine timing was, because we got the sweetest little boys. We've had some struggles, of course, some colic along the way, but the sweetest little boys at really the right time in our lives. And while it didn't work out on the timing that I expected it to work out on, it all worked out, versus another manifestation where I really wanted to be able to be home with the kids. And while that's happened, I haven't fully really acknowledged that because I have been so focused on trying to also grow my Reiki business. I still have my classes, my in-person classes going on. I've added more. I sub quite a bit. But I get to be there to drop my kids off at school, to pick both of them up from school, to take them to all of the extra things that they need to get to. But it was a long process to get there. It took some things kind of falling away. It took new things coming in and then waiting for it to build. And we're always getting so focused on the next thing that we want that clearly, at least in my case, I'm sure we all go through this, we don't really take the time to stop and realize that we're in the manifestations that we asked for a long time ago. the abundance alchemist who I've mentioned before on Instagram, I think his real name is Philip, he's talked about that recently, and he was the first one that I think I started hearing the message from again in recent weeks about realizing that it can take years in some cases for the thing that we want to manifest because of what I just said. Things need to fall away. Space needs to be made. New things need to come in. Some of them may present as hurdles or obstacles, and you won't know until you're through them that they were a necessary piece of you getting your manifestation, whether it's in the way that you asked for or in a better way. But certain things had to happen, and they had to happen in the right timing for you to also be able to handle it and get through it. And to get even more personal, I keep getting the message in terms of trying to grow my business to just continue to be patient. And things definitely have grown. I can still say I'm doing considerably better on this path than I ever have with anything else that I have tried to build. But the most recent message I got was to be patient, to be more present, to get into more gratitude, which is part of what sparked the most recent gratitude episode, and a reminder to keep showing up, even when it seems like things aren't working the way that I would like them to, or going as fast as I would like them to. The woman who pulled the card and relayed that message mentioned someone that she knows who nothing happened for her in the first 4 years of her trying to build a business. And I'm sitting there, rather than being inspired by that like, okay, if I keep going, eventually it'll happen. It's the human side showing up and being like, that's not what I want. Like, I'm trying to be patient. I just want my business to grow, you know? But it's that reminder again to take a step back and notice what you currently have that actually is the physical manifestation of what you have asked for in the past, and maybe even years ago. Maybe you had to evolve to a certain level of yourself in order to receive and also be able to hold whatever it is you were asking for. It's incredibly hard to be patient when you feel like you are being patient. And I feel like I've said this in regards to myself so many times on this podcast. And I hope that rather than it sounding like I'm impatient, I hope instead that you relate and that you resonate with that in things that you are trying to create in your own life and things that you're trying to build and the person that you want to become. It's not an easy thing to agree to a path of growth. There's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of patience expected along the way. So, I don't have particularly much more to say on that, other than I hope that that was relevant for you, that that resonated, that it was something that you needed to hear to remind you of things that you may have asked for and then either forgotten about or didn't realize that it actually manifested because you didn't slow down yet to look and see. Because maybe we've written it off like, well, I guess it didn't happen, or it's not going to happen in the way I'm expecting it to, so now let's focus on the next thing that I want to manifest, or keep trying to manifest the thing, but now it's going to look different because I'm in a different place in my life. If we slow down and notice, we might actually already have what we asked for. And before we can get more, we need to slow down and acknowledge it so that we can show the gratitude that we need to show. So that we can also actually enjoy receiving what we've manifested. Why ask for something if we're not going to enjoy it when we get it? So I have actually decided in time to record this podcast and tell you about it, that I am going to do a free group Reiki session inside the Energy Within Facebook group on Saturday, 11/11 at 1:11 Central Time, because the 11/11 portal is a great day for manifestation. So I've decided, because we haven't done a group Reiki session in the Facebook group in a long time, particularly at least since before July for sure, because that's when I started the membership, and I've kind of really been keeping the group sessions to the membership. So I think it's a good time to bring one of those sessions back into the group that you can experience it for free. And 2 days after that, we start the 30-day confidence challenge. So if you haven't yet checked that out, I would love to see you in there. It's only $22, and you get to participate in yet another group Reiki session. And that one is part of the Glow membership, and our focus for November is feeling safe being seen, along with our live meditation that will happen during the month as well, and that has the same theme. And the actual challenge itself is going to be a mix of journal prompts ranging from pretty easy to some pretty deep emotional work, essentially shadow work, taking a look at things that have been holding you back and things that you need to work through, and some motivation, support, and occasional live videos tossed into the mix as well. So I would love to see as many people inside that challenge as possible. If you are going to do the challenge, I also encourage you to invite some friends to do it with you. So you'll find the links for everything, the challenge, the Facebook group, and everything else in the show notes. And if any part of this episode resonated with you, please share it. Make sure you tag me on Instagram at @IamCarrieJocala. Let me know what resonated with you. Let me know what stuck out. Ask me any questions. Let me know any topics you'd like me to cover in the future. And if you're so inclined, please leave a 5-star rating and a positive review, especially in Apple Podcasts, because that helps to boost it in the algorithm. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you both on Saturday for the free group Reiki session and inside the 30-day confidence challenge. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.